Okay, quick 4 exercises for knee health if you have sore knees, knee issues, whatever. So these will help build up some of the muscles around the knee, which will help support the knee and take some of that pressure off the joint. So good for a number of sort of knee health issues. So the first one we're going to do is just a body weight leg extension, right? I'm not a big fan of the leg extension machine just because of the pressure it puts on the knees, especially if you don't have super healthy knees. So find a dining room chair where you can sit upright, right? Try not to lean back. Core engaged, 1 foot grounded, and then the other leg, you're just going to come up, squeeze at the top so the kneecap raises, and you should feel that quadricep muscle harden underneath, and then lower with control. So up, squeeze, right, so that this distance shortens between the knee and the hip, and then lower with control. So there's no weight here, so really you're having to create the work at the top and then slowly release on the way down. So you can probably do 15 per side here. Make sure that the toe stays gently out, right? So you're not getting any of that internal rotation around the knee. If that gets really easy or you're not noticing that you can get a contraction that gets to be effortful by the end of 15, then try pointing your toe. So if you point your toe, there's more engagement up in the quad. So pointing the toe, reaching out and away. And then at the top of the movement, if you think about drawing that toe out, you should really feel that quadricep firm up. And if you keep working, right, and just lifting and really forcing the squeeze at the top, it definitely begins to be work. If it gets super easy, you can always connect or sort of tie one band around this ankle, and then you'll have a little resistance towards the top of the movement, which will really force that engagement. All right, so that was exercise 1. Obviously, even if that's your sore knee side, you're going to do the same amount of stuff on the other side so we don't create any new imbalances. The next 2 exercises, you'll need a step. You can use a stair, although the stair may be a little high to start, or one of those coffee table books that you haven't opened in years. I know I hate stepping on books too, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Okay, so the first one we're going to do, Max, I know, Mommy needs this. So the first one we're going to do is just the toe tap forward. So you're going to stand up and then just reach the opposite foot forward, right? But the leg that's up is the one doing the work, right? So you're going to keep this rigid, rotate that knee out over the toe. So those toes are just very slightly turned out. And all you're going to do is reach forward, try and tap the heel, squeeze back up. So that same squeeze we sort of figured out on the chair is that same squeeze you want to get at the top of the movement. But this time you're going to squeeze the glute under too, right? If being up on the step or a stair is too much initially, do it on the floor. So there's even work in getting a little bit of knee flexion here, but just sort of retraining the knee and the quadricep to gently rotate out a little bit and the knee to track out a little bit. The next exercise, we're going to use the step again. We're going to do a Peterson step up. So, big assistant today. So the Peterson step up is the one where we start with up on the high on the toe. So you're going to go toe to heel and then gently lower, toe to heel, gently lower. So as you go up, you're slowly rolling back onto the heel. The leg that's up again is doing the work. At the top, that glute squeezes under, kneecap squeezes up. And as you come down, you're going to gently come back to the ball mount of the toe, and you're going to try and land flat foot and not too far back. Again, if this is like not happening on a step, right, either lower it, make the book smaller, or do it on the floor, right? So toe to heel, kneecap squeezes up, glute comes under, back down, landing so that your toes are, your feet are almost aligned at the bottom of the movement, right? You don't want to be too far back or too far forward, right? And really controlling the movement. So 10 on each side of each of these 2 exercises. If one feels too advanced for where you are right now, then you can modify. So if you don't want to do the roll back onto the heel, you can just toe tap down and up, but still make sure you're getting that squeeze and that the knee is still tracking to the outside, right? So even if you're going flat foot, the knee's still tracking out, right? None of this with the knee, only a little bit out with the knee. And then last but not least, we're going to do a ball supported mini squat. So when you use the ball, you actually get to offload a lot of the weight that would be in a squat and really focus on the mechanics of the lower body. So you want to keep your feet far enough out that you're leaned back. The knee, have the feet about hip width, maybe shoulder width, a little bit wider apart. And before you do anything, take those knees out over the toes. You're going to keep the weight in the heel, lower down. So don't come down past parallel if you're really just working on your sort of knee health, especially if you've got any sort of acute pain or acute symptoms going on. Then when you get back up to the top of the movement, again, kneecap squeezing up, quadriceps engaging, glutes squeezing, and then resetting. So slight bend to the knees, knees track out, come down. You know, maybe this is like a third of our squat or a half of a squat, and then up, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the kneecaps up, and then reset and come back down. So just working through those 4 movements. So you could do 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, get your 3 sets in, you know, find the work in those quads, especially that muscle that runs right here, that VMO muscle, right? That does a lot of support for the knee. All right, good luck.